Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to challenge you to think differently. I want to speak to the part of you that desires change, that knows deep down there is more to life than what you've experienced so far. Because the truth is, your life will never rise above the level of your thinking. Your mind is the control center of your destiny, and if you do not take charge of it, it will be programmed by everything around you. By your past, by society, by limitations others place on you. But today I want to tell you that you have the power to reprogram your mind, to shift your thinking, and to transform your future. Everything you are today is a result of the thoughts you have accepted as truth. Your mindset determines your success, your relationships, your health, your finances, everything. And if your life is not where you want it to be, it is because your mind has been programmed with the wrong information. But here's the good news. You are not a victim of your programming. You are not stuck with the thoughts you inherited from your environment. You can change the way you think, and when you change the way you think, you will change the way you live. There is a reason the great leaders of history, the visionaries who changed the world, all had one thing in common. They thought differently. They refused to accept the limitations placed on them. They refused to let their past dictate their future. They understood that the battle for success is fought and won in the mind. And if you want to break through to a new level in life, if you want to achieve what others say is impossible, then you must take responsibility for your mindset. You must intentionally reprogram your thinking so that it aligns with success, purpose, and unlimited potential. Today, I want to give you 8 powerful keys that will help you reprogram your mind and unlock the life you were meant to live. If you apply these principles, if you commit to changing the way you think, you will see transformation in every area of your life. Your mind is a battlefield. Every day there is a war going on inside your head, and the enemy is anything that keeps you from becoming who you were created to be. Your fears, your doubts, your insecurities, they are fighting to control you. The voices of your past, the negativity of the world, the limiting beliefs that have been planted in your subconscious, they are all trying to dictate your future. And if you do not take control of this battlefield, you will lose the war before it even begins. You see, your mind was never meant to be a dumping ground for every thought and influence that comes your way. It was meant to be a carefully guarded fortress, a place where only the right thoughts are allowed to take root. But most people live with an unprotected mind. They allow anything and everything to enter. Negative words from others, fear-based news, self-doubt, and the opinions of people who have never achieved what they desire. And over time, these thoughts take hold, shaping their beliefs, their actions, and ultimately their destiny. The first step in reprogramming your mind is to recognize that you are the gatekeeper of your thoughts. No one else has control over what you accept or reject. You must be intentional about what you allow into your mind. When a thought comes, ask yourself, does this thought serve my purpose? Does it push me forward, or does it hold me back? If it does not align with your vision for your life, you must reject it immediately. Think of your mind like a garden. Whatever you plant will grow. If you plant seeds of fear, doubt, and failure, those things will take root and shape your reality. But if you plant seeds of faith, confidence, and success, you will reap a life of abundance and victory. You must become a gardener of your mind, pulling out the weeds of negativity and planting thoughts that align with your purpose. But here's the challenge. Your mind has already been programmed by years of experiences, by your upbringing, by the voices of your past. This means that reprogramming does not happen overnight. It requires intentional effort. It requires discipline. It requires a commitment to reject old ways of thinking and embrace new ones. And this is where many people struggle. They want a new life, but they do not want to do the work of renewing their minds. They want success, but they are not willing to challenge their old beliefs. But let me tell you something. Until you take control of your mind, you will never take control of your future. Identify and replace limiting beliefs. Every person is born with unlimited potential, yet most people live far below their true capacity. Why? Because their minds have been programmed with limiting beliefs, false ideas that tell them they are not good enough, not smart enough, not capable enough. These beliefs are not based on truth, they are based on past experiences, negative words spoken over them, or societal conditioning. And until you identify and replace these limiting beliefs, you will always struggle to rise above them. A limiting belief is any thought that keeps you stuck, that convinces you that you cannot achieve something even before you try. It is the voice that says, I'll never be successful, I'm not talented enough, people like me don't succeed, or I always fail when I try something new. These beliefs operate in your subconscious mind, influencing your decisions, actions, and outcomes without you even realizing it. And the most dangerous thing about them is that they feel like the truth, even when they are not. Think about a circus elephant. When it is young, trainers tie a heavy chain around its leg and attach it to a stake in the ground. The baby elephant tries to break free, but no matter how hard it pulls, it cannot escape. Over time, the elephant stops trying. It learns that no matter what it does, freedom is impossible. Years later, when the elephant is fully grown and strong enough to pull the entire stake out of the ground with ease, the trainers don't even need a heavy chain anymore. A simple rope will do. Why? Because the elephant is still mentally trapped. It believes that escape is impossible, so it never even tries. Many people are living like that elephant, held back not by real limitations, but by mental chains. They have failed in the past, so they believe they will always fail. They were told as children that they were not smart, so they never pursue their full potential. They see other people succeeding, but they assume success is not for them. And as long as these limiting beliefs remain in place, they will continue to live within the small boundaries of their own mental prison. But here's the truth. Limiting beliefs are nothing more than lies that you have accepted as reality. And if you can identify them, you can replace them. The key is to challenge every thought that tells you what you cannot do. When you hear that voice saying, I'm not good enough, ask yourself, where did this belief come from? Is it based on facts, or is it based on fear? Have I actually tested this belief, or have I just assumed it is true? Most of the time, you will realize that these beliefs have no real foundation. They are just echoes of past experiences that do not define your future. Once you identify a limiting belief, you must actively replace it with a new empowering belief. If your mind says, I always fail, replace it with, every failure is a lesson that brings me closer to success. If your mind says, I'm not talented enough, replace it with effort and learning, I can master any skill. This is not just positive thinking. It is reprogramming your mind to align with truth, because the reality is you are capable of far more than you believe. But until you change your mind, you will never change your life. Guard your mind against negative influences. Your mind is like a sponge. It absorbs whatever you expose it to. The thoughts, ideas, and beliefs that enter your mind shape your reality, whether you realize it or not. And in today's world, negativity is everywhere. It's in the news, in conversations, in social media, in the people you surround yourself with. If you are not intentional about guarding your mind, negativity will seep in and corrupt your thinking, limiting your potential before you even take action. Imagine a computer. If you install the wrong software, it will slow down, malfunction, or even crash. Your mind works the same way. If you constantly consume fear-based media, engage in toxic conversations, or surround yourself with people who doubt and discourage you, you are programming your mind for failure. You will start to believe that the world is against you, that success is out of reach, and that there's no point in trying. And before you know it, those beliefs will become your reality. Negativity is like a virus. It spreads silently and weakens your mind without you even realizing it. Think about it. How many times have you felt motivated to chase a dream only to be discouraged by someone who said, "That's too risky," or "People like us don't succeed"? How many times have you doubted yourself because you compared your life to someone else's highlight reel on social media? These influences may seem small, but over time they shape the way you think, which in turn shapes the way you live. The first step in guarding your mind is awareness. Pay attention to what you consume daily. What kind of news do you watch? What conversations do you participate in? Who are the people speaking into your life? If the majority of your input is negative, fear-driven, or discouraging, it's time to make a change. Start by limiting your exposure to negativity. You don't need to absorb every bad news headline, engage in every argument, or entertain every doubter. Protect your mental space the way you would protect your home. Don't let just anything or anyone walk in. Surround yourself with positive influences, uplifting conversations, and people who challenge and inspire you. Seek wisdom from books, mentors, and sources that elevate your thinking rather than drag you down. But guarding your mind is not just about avoiding negativity. It's also about intentionally feeding it with the right things. Just as your body needs the right nutrition to stay healthy, your mind needs the right information to grow and thrive. Read books that expand your thinking. Listen to messages that uplift and empower you. And engage with people who encourage you to aim higher. Fill your mind with wisdom, knowledge, and positivity, and you will begin to see the world and yourself differently. At the end of the day, your mind is your most valuable asset. If you do not guard it, the world will program it for you. But if you take control, if you are intentional about what you allow in, you will begin to think differently. And when you think differently, you will live differently. Feed your mind with wisdom and knowledge. Your mind is like a garden. What you plant in it will grow. If you plant weeds, you will get weeds. If you plant strong, healthy seeds, you will get a fruitful harvest. The thoughts you feed your mind determine the kind of life you will live. You cannot expect success while constantly consuming information that breeds fear, doubt, and mediocrity. If you want to elevate your life, you must intentionally feed your mind with wisdom and knowledge that align with your purpose. Wisdom is the foundation of great decision-making. It is the difference between a person who drifts through life and a person who takes control of their destiny. Knowledge gives you the tools, but wisdom shows you how to use them. The most successful people in history were not just intelligent, they were wise. They understood that the mind must be fed daily, just like the body, and they made learning a lifelong habit. Look at the patterns of those who achieve greatness. They read constantly, they seek mentors, they ask questions, and they invest in their personal growth. They do not waste time on distractions or entertainment that does not add value to their minds. Instead, they deliberately expose themselves to knowledge that sharpens their thinking, expands their vision, and prepares them for greater opportunities. But feeding your mind is not just about consuming information. It is about consuming the right information. Not all knowledge is beneficial. Some knowledge creates confusion rather than clarity, fear rather than faith, limitation rather than expansion. You must be selective about what you learn and where you learn it from. Seek wisdom from sources that align with your values and your purpose. Read books that challenge your thinking and push you to grow. Listen to voices that encourage you, not ones that hold you back. One of the greatest ways to feed your mind is to surround yourself with people who are wiser than you. If you are always the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room. Growth happens when you learn from those who have walked the path ahead of you. Seek mentors. Engage in meaningful conversations. and absorb the experiences of others. A single conversation with the right person can save you years of struggle. Another powerful way to feed your mind is through reflection. Wisdom is not just about acquiring knowledge, it is about understanding and applying it. Take time to reflect on what you have learned, to process new ideas, and to connect the dots between knowledge and action. Many people consume information but never take the time to internalize it, which is why they never see transformation. Knowledge without application is wasted potential. Your mind is your greatest asset. What you feed it will determine what it produces. If you consistently fill it with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you will see your thinking elevate, your decisions improve, and your life transform. Rewire your thinking through daily affirmations. Your mind is like a computer. It runs on the programming you install. If the code is faulty, the system will not function properly. In the same way, if your mind is filled with doubt, fear, and negative self-talk, your life will reflect those beliefs. But the good news is, just as a computer can be reprogrammed, so can your mind. And one of the most powerful tools for reprogramming your thinking is the use of daily affirmations. Affirmations are not just words. They are declarations of truth that reshape your mindset. Every time you repeat an affirmation, you are reinforcing a new belief system. Science has shown that the brain has neuroplasticity, meaning it can change and rewire itself based on repeated thought patterns. This means that even if you have spent years thinking negatively, you can replace those patterns with positive, empowering thoughts. But it requires consistency and intentionality. Think about the messages you tell yourself every day. Are they lifting you up or tearing you down? Are they reinforcing strength or weakness? If you constantly say, I'm not good enough, I always fail, or I don't deserve success, your mind will believe it, and your life will align with those thoughts. But if you start saying, I am capable, I am learning and growing, and I am worthy of success, your mind will begin to accept these new truths. Affirmations work best when they are specific, personal, and present tense. Instead of saying, one day I will be successful, say, I am stepping into success right now. Instead of saying, I hope to be confident, say, I am confident and strong. The mind responds to certainty. The more you declare something with conviction, the more your subconscious begins to accept it as reality. But affirmations are not just about saying the words. They must be combined with belief and action. When you affirm something, visualize it as if it is already happening. Feel the emotions of success, confidence, and strength. See yourself achieving your goals, overcoming challenges, and living in alignment with your purpose. The more you reinforce these mental images, the more your brain will work to turn them into reality. Daily affirmations should become a part of your routine, just like brushing your teeth. Speak them in the morning to set the tone for your day. Repeat them when you face challenges to remind yourself of your strength. Write them down, post them where you can see them, and let them shape your inner dialogue. Over time, these small repetitions will rewire your brain, creating a mindset that attracts success, resilience, and confidence. Take control of your inner dialogue. Your mind is constantly having a conversation with itself. Every day, thousands of thoughts pass through your mind. Some positive, some negative, some encouraging, some discouraging. This inner dialogue shapes the way you see yourself, the way you approach challenges, and ultimately the results you get in life. If you want to reprogram your mind, you must take control of this conversation. You cannot afford to let your thoughts run on autopilot, because an untrained mind will always default to negativity. Many people are trapped by their own self-talk without even realizing it. They face an opportunity, and instead of saying, I can do this, their mind whispers, what if I fail? They wake up in the morning, and instead of thinking today is full of possibilities, they think, I'm tired. Nothing ever changes. This negative dialogue plays on repeat, reinforcing the same patterns, the same fears, and the same limitations. And because they are unaware of it, they continue to live in a cycle of sin. But the truth is, you are not a prisoner of your thoughts. You are the master of them. You have the power to challenge and redirect your inner dialogue. The first step is awareness. Start listening to what your mind is saying throughout the day. Catch those moments when you are talking yourself out of an opportunity, doubting your abilities, or repeating a limiting belief. Once you identify these negative thoughts, you can interrupt them and replace them with something empowering. For example, if your mind says, "I'm not good enough," stop and ask yourself, "Who told me that? What proof do I have that this is true?" More often than not, you will find that these thoughts have no real foundation. They are just echoes of past fears, experiences, or external voices that you have unconsciously adopted as your own. But they are not the truth. The truth is you are capable, you are growing, and you have the ability to achieve more than you think. Once you become aware of your inner dialogue, you must intentionally shape it. Speak to yourself the way you would speak to someone you love and want to encourage. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I may not have all the answers yet, but I am learning." Instead of saying, "I always fail," say, "Every experience is teaching me something valuable." This shift in self-talk will rewire your brain over time, helping you build confidence, resilience, and a success-oriented mindset. Your inner dialogue is the script that directs your life. If you let negativity control it, you will always feel stuck. But if you take charge, if you rewrite the script with words of strength, possibility, and faith, you will begin to see transformation not just in your thoughts, but in every area of your life. Surround yourself with the right influences. Your environment shapes your mind more than you realize. The people you spend time with, the conversations you engage in, and the content you consume all contribute to the way you think, what you believe about yourself, and how you approach life. If you want to reprogram your mind for success, growth, and purpose, you must be intentional about the influences you allow into your life. Look at the 5 people you spend the most time with. Do they inspire you? Do they challenge you to grow? Do they encourage you to pursue your potential? Or do they drain your energy, feed your doubts, and keep you trapped in the same old patterns? The truth is, your inner circle is a reflection of where you are headed. If you surround yourself with people who think small, complain constantly, and settle for mediocrity, you will adopt the same mindset. But if you surround yourself with people who are ambitious, disciplined, and purpose-driven, their energy will push you to become better. The same applies to the information you consume. In today's digital world, your mind is constantly being fed, whether you are aware of it or not. Every video you watch, every book you read, every news headline you scroll through is influencing the way you think. If you are always consuming content that is negative, toxic, or fear-driven, your thoughts will reflect that. But if you fill your mind with wisdom, knowledge, and inspiration, your thoughts will begin to elevate. The key is to curate your environment. If you want to change your mindset, change your surroundings. Choose to spend time with people who uplift you, who believe in you, and who are going in the direction you want to go. Seek out mentors who have already achieved what you aspire to. Listen to podcasts, read books, and attend events that expand your thinking. Distance yourself from conversations that drain your energy, and limit your exposure to anything that reinforces self-doubt or fear. But surrounding yourself with the right influences is not just about avoiding negativity. It is about actively seeking out environments that challenge and inspire you. Growth happens when you step into spaces that force you to think bigger, to stretch beyond your comfort zone, and to see possibilities you never considered before. When you put yourself in the right environment, your mindset will begin to shift, your confidence will grow, and you will start making decisions that align with your highest potential. At the end of the day, your mind is like soil. It will grow whatever is planted in it. If you expose it to weeds, it will produce weeds. But if you nurture it with the right influences, it will flourish. Choose your environment wisely, because it will determine the quality of your thoughts, your beliefs, and ultimately, your future. Take action and reinforce new mental patterns. Your mind does not change just by thinking differently. It changes when new thoughts are reinforced by action. You cannot reprogram your mind by simply hoping for a better mindset or wishing for a new way of thinking. True transformation happens when you take what you have learned and apply it consistently in your daily life. Every action you take is like a vote for the person you are becoming. And the more you act in alignment with your new mindset, the stronger it becomes. Many people struggle to change their thinking because they never take action on what they believe. They read books, listen to motivational speeches, and repeat affirmations. But when it is time to make decisions, they fall back into old habits. They still hesitate, they still doubt themselves, and they still allow fear to control their choices. Why? Because the mind only truly changes when action proves that the new belief is real. If you say, I am confident, but never step out of your comfort zone, your mind will not accept it as truth. But if you take bold steps, even while feeling fear, your mind will begin to believe in your confidence. Action is what solidifies new mental patterns. Every time you choose courage over fear, discipline over distraction, growth over comfort, you are rewiring your brain to operate at a higher level. It is like walking through tall grass. At first, the path is difficult to see, but the more you walk that path, the clearer it becomes. The same happens in your mind. The more you reinforce positive actions, the more natural they become, until one day the new mindset is your default setting. Taking action does not mean waiting for the perfect moment. It means moving forward even when you are unsure. It means making decisions based on where you want to be, not where you currently are. Most people wait until they feel ready, but readiness is a myth. If you wait until every doubt is gone, every fear is removed, and every condition is perfect, you will never take the first step. Growth happens in motion. Clarity comes from action. And confidence is built by doing, not by waiting. Start small, but stay consistent. If you want to develop a mindset of discipline, take one disciplined action every day. If you want to build confidence, challenge yourself to do something that scares you regularly. If you want to change the way you think about success, start making decisions like the successful person you aspire to be. Every action, no matter how small, is shaping the future version of yourself.